Hey everybody, I'm back again. Read on the pursuit of justice. Ready each and every day to bring you the truth about what's going on in my brother's case, Rodney Reed. Well, what I want to talk about is a motion for discovery that was filed within the courts that was struck down on February the 5th. It was a motion for the state to cough up, all the evidence and stuff that they have, and all the testimonies, everything, you know, to the defense, and they denied that. They didn't do that. They are, what boggles my mind is the fact that, my brother's life is on the line, and they're denying everything at every turn, you know what I mean? There's testimonies, there's new testimonies from different people, different law enforcement officers, as we know, and testimonies of medical examiners, and everything. They are denying everything to bring about the truth, to come to the truth, to get justice for Rodney, for Stacy, for us all, for that matter. Uh, it's just crazy how everything that we have done since the beginning, the last 24 years, has basically been denied. And my question is, why are you denying these things? Why won't you allow new evidence, new testimony, and all these things to come in to get to the truth, to get justice? It doesn't make sense. And the only conclusion I myself have is that they know, just like we know, of his innocence, but they don't want to, face the truth. They don't want to admit that they're wrong, and that their medical examiner was wrong about, the time of death, about Stacy even being raped, about DNA and how long it could last in the body. Was wrong about all those things, but they don't want to get to the truth. They want to keep their conviction instead of finding justice. And that is what all this stuff is about. That's why we're here today, because had they been acting fairly and acting just doing the right thing, we wouldn't be here today. Rodney would be home, and that just boggles my mind that, a man's life is on the line, and yet they want to stop us at every avenue from bringing out the truth. They're denying all motions, motions for discovery, to admit these things, and to me, that just goes to show the content of the character of the justice system here in Bastrop, and for the state, for that matter. It's clear to me it's not about justice. It's about maintaining that conviction, Uh, and everybody already know, the Innocence Project, represents my brother, and they have come up with so much stuff, with Dr. Baden, Dr. Riddick, Dr. Spence, doing their own independent studies, the time of death, the fact that she wasn't raped, the fact that there was no sodomy in this case, and all the stuff that the state claimed. They disputed all that, and they have not even, said nothing, in contrary to what we put out there, what we know. So at the end of the day, we have got to continue to keep the pressure on these people, because in May 17th is going to be a very, very, very crucial hearing, because that's what we're trying to do. That's what this motion was about, and I imagine the Innocence Project was pretty pretty well knowledgeable that they was going to deny this yet again, as they've done for the past all these years, and knowing the direction that they're going to have to take come May 17th. You know, to me, you know, Brian Gertz, Bastrop County is not being right, not being just, not allowing us to prove his innocence by trying to block us at every avenue. You know, it just shows the corruption that still goes on here in Bastrop. Shows the kind of ties that they have and the level of commitment that they have to not reaching the truth, you know. And it's all going to come out in the wash, you know, at the end of the day, because as I stated before, my mom has stated before, we will not quit, we will not stop, we will not surrender until the truth is known in this case too. Rodney and Stacy both have had justice in this case. So, and that's, you know, that's why we need everybody's support to help us reach that goal, to get justice, you know. So it's just crazy, you know, and it boggles my mind, you know. But we're going to move along a little bit, and we're going to talk about, you know, the conditions down there at Polunsky. At one time, there was no water. They were not getting mail. They were not, you know, able to use the phones. Building 12, which is the furthest building out there at Polunsky, and they now have restored water to that. They're now able to, you know, were able to flush. They had problems because there was so much solid waste backed up to when they did restore it, it was blocking up, it was clogging up stuff. So much was trying to be processed at one time, and now they have come back and they have cleaned that out. You know, it was already a nightmare down there to be on death row, you know. But then you imagine the conditions of no water, not able to, you know, shower, flush toilets, all this stuff they're eating, you know, just bologna and different kinds of stuff, you know, and having to boil water. Then they had to bring in water for the inmates and everything else, which they should, you know. But, you know, like I said, the conditions down there, you know, on a normal day is horrible. But just imagine what they went through during this severe weather crisis, during this power outage over the state of Texas. You know, and, you know, we thought we had it bad. Now you're being locked up and you can't move, you can't do nothing. You at their you're at the mercy of them, and then there's, you have guards and stuff that's not coming into work, that's not doing this. So that broke everything down, and the skeleton crew that they did have to come in there, they had them come in, and so they had to allocate different positions for these guards. So there was nobody to pass out mail. There was certain things that were not done on a normal basis because they didn't have the manpower to do it. And then on top of all that, you're out without utilities, you know. So, but to my knowledge, everything has been straightened out, you know, and stuff. So it's getting back to normal. I'm understanding that they're probably still boiling water, as most of us all should be, if you know. So understand that. You know, it's getting better. Well, it's getting back to normal. Just put it that way. We ain't gonna say the conditions are getting better. It's just getting back to the normal way that it was. And now, as for Rodney, as far as his health and everything, he's doing well. Everything else, he's back. His health is up. You know, he's just looking forward to this evidentiary hearing and having news from his attorneys about them, about the motion for discovery that was denied. You know, I imagine that it has affected him, but it does not surprise them because they've been denying everything from day one. As I said, the only thing that the state allowed us was those beer cans. They allowed us to test those beer cans because they thought it was just garbage. They thought it did not relate to the case, and they never knew that when they tested them, DNA would come back with Stacy Stice's DNA, Ed Samella's DNA, and David Hall's DNA. You know, they never knew that. And ever since then, after we got that little small, not small, I take that back, after we got that large, break there, showing police officers' DNA and their involvement in this, ever since then, they've shut us down at every turn, and they're still doing so today. So we gotta let them know that the world is watching. There's only so many places that you can hide, and there's only so much stuff that you can do before you have to face the piper, and they're gonna have to face the piper one way or another. So, as I stated, his health is doing good. He's optimistic about this hearing. A little disappointed that everything is, the recent hearing that they had was. His motions was denied, but we're still keeping on. We're still keeping strong. We're gonna still do what we need to do. I did a podcast with people from the UK. I'm getting ready to do a podcast in Philadelphia here in a minute, and also more importantly, here on the 4th, there's a scheduled execution here in Texas. I will be down there in Huntsville protesting that. We're trying to do stuff involving that on social media as well. So there are a lot of things that we're doing, a lot of places that we're continuing to go, and one thing and two things for sure is that we're going to do all that we can do, and we're going to let God do the rest, and we're going to get out there and we're going to get with it, and we're going to make it do what it do to get justice for all. So that's basically it today. I know they're kind of short and they're kind of sweet, but I'm getting down to the meat of it, and that's what we need. And so, and also, if anybody out there has any suggestions or topics that they would like for us to address here on this little YouTube special, you can hit us up and talk to us on Facebook, Read Justice Initiative. You can go there and, and submit those things, and we'll go through them, and we'll try to fulfill those requests if we can, if we deem necessary that it's necessary. But until then, Read on the Pursuit of Justice, ready each and every day to bring y'all the truth. We're working hard out here to get justice, not just for Rodney, not just for Stacy, but for you and me as well. Because the threat to justice, justice denied, for one, is a threat to justice for us all, is what I'm trying to say, and we all know this. So here we are, and we thank y'all, and we're going to keep at it.